Ciao.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of AI Amigos Show. My name is Marina, and as always, I'm here with my two good friends, Shanchao and James. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hey, Marina.
Hello.
Ciao, everyone.
As as you can see, we have today a very special guest with us. With all this AI revolution that is happening, we thought that it would make sense to talk with someone who has some first-hand experience or can represent a little bit of the Google brand. So then, it's my pleasure to be here with Arpita, one of the ambassadors in Germany for Google Women Techmaker. Hi, Arpita. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you? How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. Very happy to have you here, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm also excited to have a conversation.
Well, as you see, there are many things that are happening in AI. I always say that it's evolving faster than ever before. And what I can see is that there are some companies that are losing the kind of monopoly that they created because Google actually came to the game. And so there are like a very good packages and the Google Studio. So then we would like to know a little bit more about this.
Okay, so to begin with, there are so many actually packages that Google is offering in AI, but I would love to mention one special one. Currently, I'm like in love with that technology. That's the Google AI Studio. I wish we had it back in times when I started my coding. The journey would have been much easier. So here, from the ideas to a generation to build the model to documentation and then deployment, everything is taken care of with all the integration of Google products. It's amazing. Like it works like a magic. From you can, whether you are just a like app developer without much coding knowledge, or you're someone expert building a specialized machine learning model with all the ML ops, it's you can get it all in Google AI Studio.
Well, so this is actually one of the questions that I would like to ask you. And by the way, we have one of our viewers here and saying hello. So thank you for watching. And I would like to remind you guys that you can ask questions in the chat and we will try to do our best to answer them. But Peter, coming back to what you just mentioned, I would like to ask you, what happens, for example, if the person is not really deep in technology? So then can this person use Google Studio? Is it really hard to understand? Because with some, for example, automation tools like N8N, you really need a guidance, at least at the very beginning. So what about the Google Studio? Is it kind of user-friendly, intuitive? What do you think?
In my opinion, I would say it's really user friendly. You can start doing it. You just can go to the users like Google AI Studio online website and like from scratch you can do something, because it doesn't need your deep coding knowledge. You can just build application with prompting. So it's as simple as that. And last week we had an event in Osterbrucken where I went, and there were students from other departments like management or with startup ideas. Well, they tried it for the first time, and everyone could get along very quickly. It's a 1 hour workshop, but I could see there are results. Almost everyone had some kind of good results.
And this is something that, what is the main goal? So let's say that they say, okay, we'll try, that we give it a go. So what can I get out of it?
Okay, so one vision of Google is they are trying to democratize AI, which is a favorite topic of mine as well, because
We
I have
realized
yeah.
realized about that.
Yeah. So they want to like document everything, which I always say that's needed right now, the documentation. So they have built in this documentation so nicely, like you are documenting every part of your models while building, which we need. And with the data analytics tool of Google, it's very simple to use. You can just see where your ML machine learning models are going. So I think this is one vision. Google wants transparent and democratic building, and they are helping. Like they provided a tool for other engineers to develop as well.
Okay.
What kind of tools?
Because the AI Studio itself, like you have option to document everything, like document your a machine learning model building like every step of your building and like contribution. So this is a powerful and helpful tool, I'd say.
Okay.
And you mentioned earlier, like it was great to like, help you with your coding. You wish you would have had that, like, all when we learned coding, it was blood, sweat, and tears, all at the same time. But have you seen, or do you think that, when you talk about democratizing AI, do you see that your skills are improving in coding, or do you just let the AI do it all? How has that experience been for you?
That's actually a good question.
Very difficult question to answer, I would say, because yeah, and on one hand, yeah, it's beneficial, and the other hand, yeah, those of us who have learned it by heart, we would always promote that, because it's always beneficial to understand what you are doing, to understand the mathematics, what's going on behind. So of course the knowledge is needed, but sometimes I would say when we are developers and like writing the same codes again and again, doing the same things again and again, it's time consuming, resource oriented. So in that case I would say AI is helping. And at the end, what I feel, I am a researcher myself, what I feel like at the end, when you want to build something new or something unique, you have to have your knowledge and your contribution, because AI itself is still not that powerful enough to just bring your ideas directly to live product. I think it needs the nurturation.
Well, so I would say, I don't know if it is that powerful or not, but what I read today in some news is that like many companies are automating a lot of tasks that before they needed a lot of employees, to do it. And the kind of the title of this article was kind of the silent colleague of your company or something like that, so just picturing as something bad. So then what happens, for example, with the companies that they don't have leaderships that really understand AI, but they are like AI leaders, because it actually happens. So do you think that the tools that Google is throwing to the market are actually helping to develop skills to this kind of people, or the professionals who actually understand AI, they are still needed?
I think it is a connection issue.
I think yes. I think we lost her.
You froze.
Maybe the question was so intimidating.
Maybe the internet went out, Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mayra, I missed a few
Here you're back.
questions.
Here you're back.
Yeah. So I just missed the last part of your question.
Yeah,
Can
you have
you-
to ask it again, money.
So the question was, do you think that these leaders, for example, that they are AI leaders or project managers for AI, that they don't have really many skills, they can see the benefit of using, for example, Google Studio or the package of Google, that is offering, or they really need AI professionals or people who really understand, the logic behind the machine?
I would always say like we need people who really understand, because being a manager is a lot of responsibilities. You cannot just depend on any LLM, because Google itself says at the end it's an LLM. It's always in a learning process. You cannot trust it 100%. So definitely we need knowledgeable people, at least in the leading position. That is much needed. Yeah, I understand what you are trying to say. It's like nowadays people think with the help of Google anyone could be a project manager of AI, but I really don't see that like that fits into the category.
Well, so then it's actually a very nice point of view coming from someone who is, in the Google community, because, well, many times I remember I met people who were actually surprised that I knew coding or I had some background in AI, and then I was kind of surprised as well. Like, why is it a surprise? If I am an AI leader, so then what am I supposed to be, And usually these are people who studied business and then, accidentally they fall into AI somehow. But anyway, so then, as you said, the Google Studio is really good, but you need to have some knowledge anyway behind it.
That Google always promotes, like you need to have a good knowledge.
But I would say that if you had, let's say, traditionally, if you needed to design, let's say, software or website, you would need, let's say, 3, maybe 4 or 5 developers, where now you can maybe do it with 2. because you could just really leverage your work. I mean, productivity, efficiency goes way up because the AI. I mean, I know my stuff that would have taken days or taken many hours can be done in minutes, where before it would have been, a lengthy process. As you said, a lot of boring code, right?
I feel like all the AI tools there are helping hands, but they're not going to take the lead.
Yeah.
No,
And sorry.
sorry, I was just going to say, like, I think it's just a lower kind of junior or medium level developers. I think it was Meta or someone was saying, they were saying like a lot of 40% of their code is written by AI at the moment, or something like that.
But they said by year end, it's going to be all written by AI, according to Meta.
Well, but this is actually like my question, where I'm going towards to. If you don't really have a person who understands the code and you're doing only with the machine, can you really keep doing that? So then,
yeah, but there's another thing as well. As a developer, like the chances of you writing new code is very rare. You're troubleshooting somebody else's code or fixing or add on to the top of it. When this is Asian, right? So it was writing COBOL. Like I remember my lecturer says, "Oh, you enjoy the moment you're writing COBOL because on the job, I guarantee you will never write any new COBOL language at all. You just troubleshooting spaghetti code." I said, "Okay."
It's a kind of, you will not reinvent the wheel, Sean. So then, don't get so excited.
Yeah, but they're the good for basically for that, right? If there is you wanted to update a function or fixing bugs, that's basically taking a lot of time out of any development team. You release something, then there's a huge amount of bugs find to really just troubleshooting it. To write that simple thing and then the test on top of it is a huge amount of time consuming stuff as well. So you leave your small team really like to do the creative stuff, to write a function, write whatever you want, but leave those repeat kind of task for the AI. I think that will still have the developer still can create. It's just the different tasks.
See, yeah. So if I think about that, for example, about the developers, I have seen companies or startups that they try to actually build a product helping the developers, but then, with the copilot of GitHub or, the help that you can get in Google Colab directly, with the generative AI, like helping you to code, it kind of became obsolete. So then they disappear. So I truly believe that somehow, Google wants to take the big place or the big piece of the cake in the market. So then it's kind of clear. But my question here would be, do we really need developers in the future? Because a couple of years ago, it was like a super demand in a high demand position. And now we don't see this anymore.
It still is.
Is it? Even if you're a junior, are you sure?
In many cases, it is. I feel.
I think the goal is still the same, isn't it? Like there's people riding horses before the car was invented, but there's drivers, right? They're all traveling on the road. They still want it from A to B, right? As long as you travel from A to B, I don't care. Well, some rich people had a helicopter. That's a different story,
In
right?
that sense, I could add, like, now the prompt engineers' job have increased. So
yeah, something like that.
The junior developers, but the prompt engineers, for example. So it's shifting, but it's not gone properly, I would say. And with the startup, I would like to add, like, Google is helping startup as well with cloud credits. As you know, now they are offering Vertex AI Studio credits. So yes, if someone has an idea, and in the beginning with startups, I know this hurdle because I am starting now one. It's difficult to get funding when you don't have a prototype even. So I would say, even if not the best solution, but for a prototype, it's very much helpful with the Google AI Studio, Vertex AI. These are good when you can even like develop LLMs with just some clicks without much like customized LLMs. You can fine tune with some clicks without even knowing coding, and then create API in AI Studio itself. and use it, for example. So it could be like beneficial to show your product in the prototype when startups are thinking about like good business ideas. That's something I'd say, yeah, in that case, without coding also it can help.
Yeah. I would
So-
like to attempt some of those workshop online you host.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
So Xianchao is one of the fans of low code. Why do you kill yourself if AI is there for you? So then you can monitor. But I agree. Like I can say that after a couple of years, you convinced me.
Yeah.
Well, I think I was just going to ask, like, Google has got all these tools, like we were talking just a little while ago when you were saying about, like, AI Studio, but then you have like, LLM, and you have like even like in the company that I work at, we have it like all integrated not Copilot, sorry, but
Workspace.
Gemini is integrated with our our emails and our Drive
Yeah, the
and
whole
all that.
the
So
workspace.
Yeah.
so
That's
like
that's
how is that,
huge. Yeah.
how do you
Sorry.
use like a different I was going to say which context uses what or whatever. And I know Jin Xiao has a lot of questions on this as well.
So basically, these are all integrated. Depending on your need, you choose whatever you're using. For example, I am using Notebook LM a lot because when I'm on the go, I'm traveling very frequently. So I like whenever I need to, because I'm a researcher, I take the papers, the links, and you can just take the links of papers or YouTube videos even, put it in the Notebook LM, and you can ask like build agents like a podcast and listen to the podcast. So I love listening to podcasts. For me, it's a very good and convenient way. Right now I'm using, and I'm like inspiring every student I get. Like, I know it's boring to read papers, but you can still get it like.
Well, the
Just
best podcast is AI Amigo Show, just so you know. Okay.
Yes.
always.
Yeah.
Just
If you're not subscribed, you can do this now.
I took the opportunity. Sorry.
So here Natalia agrees with you. She said like Notebook LM is great. But my main point here would be what happened, for example, with people who I don't know, start working with AI Studio. For example, let's say that AI Amigos Show want to try it and we want to actually get it a go. So then how much it costs? Is it free? Can everyone access? How do we access? Do we need to be registered? How does it work?
So in the beginning, it's like you get some free credits, around 50 euros free credits, but it's on credit system like the Google Cloud. So then you need to pay per use basically. And another option is for students. Google is offering like free credits. So when you have like your email ID with .edu, you can always apply for the free credits up to $200. And then for AI startups, like anyone who is a startup, not limited to AI, sorry, any startup can get initially up to 25K without any funding. Then when you have funding, then you are extended to 250K up to for 1 year to explore the AI tools and whole workspace. So
but anyway, so then if they give me, for example, like a 50 euro credit and I start working with that, is it actually useful for many use cases, one use case, half use case? I need to buy. There is a trick in here, if you get my question. So it's kind of, okay, I tempt you, but then you have to pay to keep using it.
To be honest, if you're doing like very that depends on what kind of like machine learning development you are working on. Basically, if you just need some tweaking an LLM and then up to 3-4 things, I would say you can do it, but then you're using the APIs. Now it depends on what you're using the APIs on. It's you have more traction on your website where you are using the APIs or something.
That makes sense.
And it gets finished quicker. But if you are someone like a student who wants to build some AI projects, then it's well enough for 3-4 projects, I would say, easily.
Oh, very good. Very good. Natalia, no, we will not replace ourselves. Once I clonated my voice and I tried to put it in a video and I felt kind of shocked. So I couldn't use it, I couldn't put my voice, in another avatar. It was kind of weird. I would like to remind our audience that you can ask any questions or comment. And Natalia, thank you so much for being super active in the conversation. We would love to hear your thoughts.
One.
Yes, Natalia, I was answering her. She said that don't replace yourself with AI, and this is what they mentioned about when I cloned it in my voice.
Well, it depends on what you wanted to clone you on, right?
What do you mean?
Well, like things that you don't want to do, tasks that are that are like.
Oh well, yeah. So then, if I have an agent that could work for me, while I'm here recording podcasts, that would be fantastic. But it will not be the case, not anytime soon.
But talking about this is a sidetracking a little bit now. But talking about that is kind of interesting now. Whenever the scan call those days, they don't talk now; they just connect. So I'd be very suspicious. Talk more in there. I just say hello and stop, because if they grab that, they can copy your voice.
Yes, they can. They just need like 30 seconds. It's not that long, So
I just speak in a fake voice. I speak in my voice. I make them.
You just answer with a different voice.
Come on.
It just says, "Come on." That's what it says.
That's me.
Yeah.
Well, so then anyway, so it's really good to know that Google Studio actually has access or has some free access, especially for I would say researchers, students, startups, that they are trying to work with some project, and then they can keep trying and give it a go. Now, my main point and something that impresses me really is that the Google package is actually cheap. So in comparison to other offers in the market. So then that's why I ask you, if there is a trick in here, or there is something there, like we are not seeing under the carpet,
I would say no. In my opinion, I would say Google has been in the market for so long. It has lots of resources, and as I started my conversation with, it had lots of pre-built softwares already. It's just now the integration. Gemini is getting powerful. That's the main back, I would say. And it's the integration of Gemini in everything that Google is getting better. And another powerful point about Google is about its multi-modular. It is outstanding for like the other models, the other LLMs in multi-modular things. Like it can work at once better on text, images, audios together. So I think with that power and the integration of Gemini, and they have tackled integration so smoothly, so it's now a powerful solution together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, yes. So then I would actually say the same. I really like, how Google is positioning itself in the market. Of course, so when we talk about like big tech companies, Google is kind of first in the list. And it has been for so long. So the only thing is, with the generative AI, we have seen other companies, kind of taking the lead for a while. And I see that Google is really coming to the game, and it's kind of fighting the leading position. And with these good prices that people could actually, afford, or I would say it's not only directed to enterprises, so it could be like for middle-sized companies, startups, researchers, etc. So I really believe that it would be possible. Now, I have another question here related to the Google products, and I will make a comparison. I'm sorry, guys, but I have to do this. So you know that the OpenAI actually is offering a version that says, okay, if you want to do like research papers, academic, etc., you can pay up to 20,000 a month. It was, James, I don't remember the number.
Something like that. I've got 5 of them, so yeah.
Yeah, so then 5,000 euro. So imagine something like that. So how will Google compete with this? Do you know if there is any strategy, or if they are planning to do something similar, or this is actually out of the scope because it's not an interesting market?
I don't think Google is right now thinking about this market. Whenever we have some meetings or in any events, I don't see any kind of such advertisement, because that claims to have a PhD level knowledge, the one package you are talking about. So I think Google, on the other hand, always promotes, like as I said before, there should be one person knowledgeable behind any LLMs or any AI tools. That is something Google deep down promotes every time, because it's more about building community, if you see. So there are
Yes.
communities of Google, like for example, I am a Women Techmaker ambassador, as well as I'm working with the Google Developers Expert. So they have different communities built everywhere. And as I said, the more focus is on democratizing and making it accessible for everyone. Their focus is not building one product like one LLM, the Gemini, and they charge for it. So Google has a lot of product in market, and the business is like this, it's expanding.
Yeah.
It's not focusing on only one product.
100%. You know, it reminds me.
Uh,
Yeah, go
yeah,
on,
I
Shannon.
have a question. Sorry. Just I was thinking about like some of our audience, like they are like you said, kind of small AI startups. They have some idea they wanted to go ahead. I know like all other major, because Google is very unique in this case, is very big in the cloud side as well as kind of B2C to customer as well. So I know like Microsoft or Amazon all have kind of partnership. And if let's say our audience wanted to have some sort of idea, have a AI startup, how do they contact you guys, or is there any roadmap for them to do that? Would you tell us a little bit? I know it might be complicated, the whole thing, but can you enlighten us with a little bit details? How do they go through that or something like that?
And the like you can go to the Google website. You can like search for AI like a startup program for Google Clouds. You'll get a link. You have a form, Google form to write, and Google usually gets back to you by 7 business days, and they are very quick. They'll have like one person would be appointed for you. You'll have a video call. There will be link to your website, and also the billing ID would be on your official website. So then the rest Google takes care. Like there are some people appointed who will contact. Your part is only to go and fill the form, Google form, and apply. That's it.
That's actually very handy, I would say.
Yeah, because
Would be.
the first generation of waves on like cloud is basically enable those small startups. They don't need to buy those infrastructure. They can quickly have their idea validated and then release out there to the world to see, right? So what AI is basically, if they have even they don't even, they can remove a lot of kind of coding, all that kind of thing now. So it's more focused on the idea. So it'd be nice for them to see, okay, this is a program I can enroll with. That I have an idea. Let the AI help me, and also the Google, like the big cloud provider, Google, Microsoft, AWS, they all have the program to help you with infrastructure, all that sort of stuff. So it's just nice. I would like to know all the startup out there, how do they pursue with their kind of dream, kind of their ideas, So yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah,
No,
even when like for example, I have started with another platform like Hostinger. I was hosting my project on. Then I'm recently shifting to Google Cloud. And when I asked them about my like service, I needed some suggestion from a technical expert about moving my project. And they could find a technical person like from Google who have advised me. Not they haven't coded for me, but of course they have advised me how to do it and how I can make the process smoothly without losing any data. So I think that is also handy because it's a big organization. There are many people, and also like Google have a good community, as I said. Like there are developer expert. So even if Google cannot offer you everything from their company, they have a good community. They can like make you with the right contact, and then you find the best.
I
So
think
That's
this,
good to know.
AWS has something similar, no? That if you need help with something and they cannot take care of this,
Yes.
assign you with someone.
Yes, the difference here, it's why I asked the question, is because Google has their own AI model, but AWS doesn't. I'm not really sure about Microsoft. They might have, they might not. I didn't follow them that much.
No,
So
Apple doesn't either.
yeah, so I'm very impressed with Google's 2.5 Pro. I've been using that to coding, to do everything at the moment, because it's embedded in my company I'm currently working on as well, the Google Workspace. So I don't use ChatGPT or any other things, basically because the data privacy and stuff, so is integrated. So great, we use that. That was the kind of thing. I do see, like, because Google has this, you guys have their own AI model. So with the infrastructure, all that, it will be, it probably will be integrated even more if the startup there, anybody have an idea, maybe just 2 or 3 days, you can release to the world. There's my idea with very little coding or very little
You are
information.
getting from like Google AI Studio to Google
Yeah.
Workspace, your emails and everything integrated
Yeah.
at one platform. So while Google offers you cloud credit, it's for everything together. So
Okay, I did not know that.
my domain is now shifted to Google now. Everything. I'm having 10 email address for free from Google. It's like you can use your domain and get custom domains. Everything.
Okay, we need to get some credit, Marina.
Yeah, that would be fantastic, I would say. All right, so guys, we are reaching to the end of our episode. It was great to get to know a little bit more about the Google environment. Thank you so much, Arpita, for joining us, and thank you for letting us know as well about this developers community, foreigners, around the world community for Google. So then, if people in our audience want to join, how can they do? So how can they join, for example, let's say like a person from Argentina or Mexico or China that they want to join
no China.
developers community?
Not China.
It's not going to. Anybody in China mainland is bad luck. Sorry.
If you can tell us, how can people do?
Have a Gmail account. You can go to your account and then you can put like in your profile, you can make a developer profile. And then there are expertise. You can choose from keywords, for example, machine learning and whatever you want to do. And then Google knows about your profile. So sometimes you will get, if you turn on the emails, you will get emails for activities or programs that are arranged nearby. You can go and there are many Google developer experts. You will get their profiles as well. You can write someone to be invited to. You can like bring Google to your cities by being a Google developer expert, arranging events for them, and definitely for the events expenses, Google pay. But it's a community work that we are bringing people together, talking about technologies. So it's really nice community.
Very good.
Actually, people do not try, but if you try, it's very open and very easy to get into the community.
Very nice. Well, yes, it's great to know it. And well, so for our audience, if you're interested, now you know how to join. Thank you so much, Arpita. Thank you, guys. I'm looking forward to meeting you next week. And for now, I wish you a very lovely evening. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Let me end.